up guys, it's Hannah, and cheer tryouts for me was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. It was Friday before spring break started, and right now it's Sunday, so yeah, it was 2 days ago. Just had cheer tryouts. It was so nerve-wracking. I was so nervous. It was so stressful. I'm so glad it's over and I'm finally on the cheer team. So I thought that I would give my fellow cheerleaders some tips for surviving tryouts and what I do to survive tryouts, because I am definitely not an awesome cheerleader. So I decided to give you guys that aren't perfect cheerleaders, or if you are a perfect cheerleader and you just want to watch, some advice on how to survive cheer tryouts, or if cheer tryouts are already over and you're on the cheer team, just some tips to get you through the cheer team and become a better cheerleader. So the first tip is for group things. You need synchronization and communication if you're going to have a group. For us on cheer tryouts, we usually have 4 people to a group, and we have to do a dance and a cheer with our group, and then we do individual things. But for the group, you really need to have good synchronization, because it makes you look better as a person, but it also makes your group look better and more clean as a whole group. And I know sometimes you're like, you want to get stuck with a really sucky group, that way you shine, but sometimes that's not a good idea, because sometimes it does make you stand out, but it just makes you look a whole lot better if your group is all together and synchronization is on key. So you need to also have good communication to know to help your group. If somebody's doing something wrong, call them out on it. Don't be like mean and be like, oh, you're doing it wrong. No, I don't know what that face was. But just be nice about it and like, hey, this is how it's supposed to be. And yeah, like, you need good communication to make your group look the cleanest that they can be. When you're doing your cheer, you need to have good voice projection and a good sound. You need it to be kind of like more deep, kind of like you're yelling at your brother and sister, rather than, let's go team, yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want it to be high. You want to be at like, hey, like you're yelling at one of your siblings. Just think of it that way. You would rather it be more like intense and lower instead of like, ah, kind of sing-songy. You want it to be sharp and goodly projected. You want it to be goodly projected.
Ready? Come on, crowd, get up. Ready? Come on, crowd, get up. Ready? Come on, crowd, get up.
You need to have super tight motions. Tightness is key in cheerleading, and it's so easy to keep tight. Just squeeze, basically. It's so easy. You always need to have a happy face when you're cheering. And I know it's kind of hard to smile and cheer at the same time, but trust me, it's possible. Just look really excited and really happy and really energetic when you're cheering, and the judges will love you. The judges feed off of that energy, and energy is, seriously, it's so much of cheerleading is just having great energy. Another tip for tryouts is slow down. Practice it slow and do it slow when you're practicing, for sure, because when you get out there and you see the judges and you're kind of freaked out, you will go faster than you've ever gone before. Trust me, it happens to me all the time. It happened to me this year. I went way too fast. It was not good. But make sure when you practice it very slow. That way when you actually perform it, it'll be up to the speed that it should be, because you're just automatically going to go faster when you feel stressed out and nervous. For the dance, if you do have a dance when you're trying out, you want it to be big. I don't care how bad it looks. If you're an awful dancer, it's going to look a lot better to be awful but big than it is to be like awful and little, like all timid and stuff. Just be big and have fun. The judges will be able to tell if you're enjoying yourself or not. So make faces. Don't be afraid to do all the faces and like, don't be afraid to do those. I mean, you might look stupid, but at least they'll remember you. To help for jumps, you have to stretch all the time. Like, stretch every single day for your jumps to get better, because they're not going to get any better unless you stretch. These are a few stretches that I like to do. sure your prep is really, really good and you have a really tight prep going into it like this. Make sure that you point your toes on your jumps, because jumps with pointed toes, no matter how high they are, look so much better than jumps with flex toes, or even just like not even flex, just kind of like their toes, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you have a clean landing. If you're going to go for a whip of some sort, which is like 2 or 3 jumps connected, make sure you can do it with a clean landing or don't do it at all. Okay, for tumble, if you have to tumble to try out, which we do, most teams do, I think, do the best skill you have, no matter the difficulty. Because I don't have any skills at all. Like, I do a round off and a cartwheel every year for tryouts because I'm not a tumbler. I'm not good at tumbling. Some girls have, like, layouts and all that stuff. I'm not a tumbler. I can't. I don't know why. It's just not in me. So if I got a back handspring, but it was a really crappy back handspring and I looked like I was about to fall on my face, I would rather do a super clean round off than a really crappy back handspring. So do what you have, like the cleanest thing that you have. Like if you have a crap back handspring, then I would rather throw a perfect round off and get a perfect score for that than just a few more points because of the difficulty level, if that makes any sense. Make sure that you have it before you go to tryouts and don't stress. Like if you're trying to get a back handspring before tryouts, make sure you have it at least 2 or 3 weeks before tryouts, because if you get it just like a few days before tryouts, you are going to be so nervous about landing. Make sure it's consistent and make sure that you actually have this skill and that it's a good skill before you do it for tryouts, because you don't want to stress. And don't count on getting something for tryouts. Like, don't say, oh, I'm going to get my back handspring for tryouts, or oh, I'm going to get my back tuck for tryouts. Like, don't count on that, because then if you don't, you need to have a backup plan, like a round off and a cartwheel or a round off and a back handspring, whatever your lower skill is. Don't count on getting something. Just say, if I get it, then I'll do it. If I don't, here's what I'll do, and practice both. So altogether, the tips are practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Seriously, everybody says it, but it's true. You have to practice. You have to be consistent and practice every single day. Don't stress out, because if you stress out, you're just going to be nervous and you're going to look like you're stressed out. The judges will be able to tell if you're nervous or not, and you won't look like you're having fun, and you really just want it to be a fun experience. So don't stress out. And most importantly, just have fun with it all. Tryouts is a really stressful experience, but it's also really fun, and you get to make a lot of memories and stuff, and it's really just a great time. So that's all of my tips for helping you guys survive cheerleading tryouts. Good luck at your cheerleading tryouts if you're using this for tryouts, and good luck with your cheerleading in general. If you're already on the cheer team and you're just using these tips in general, good luck with that. I hope you become a better cheerleader because of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want me to do a cheerleading hair and makeup tutorial for like competitions, like this is not how I do my hair for cheer competitions, I just kind of put it up and put a bow in it, but like the little poof and that, you know, that whole shebang. If you want me to do a tutorial on that, I will. Comment down below what you want to see. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye! Mwah.